Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the College Football Tailgate. As always, it's me, XFL Jim, joined by the one, the only Chase Lupine Fiasco Sessoms, and Uncle Rico, a.k.a. Eric. Today, everyone, special show. It's week one. Eric's actually going to be taking point. He's going to be running the show. Big Daddy Kane, Eric, take it away.
Smooth operator, dude. Smooth operator. Game one, we're going to the big house. East Carolina, Michigan. Anyone got any action?
Gross. That's my action on this game. It's a gross game.
Next game, Bowling Green going to Liberty.
Okay, I wanted to take Bowling Green here. I've been kind of like muddling this one around. I didn't play anything. I'm not going to play anything, but I lean towards Bowling Green for anyone who's interested. Stayed away, though.
Yeah, I will say this. I missed my Michigan point. A little birdie told me Michigan could have some players in the defense, especially the back four, sitting out. So I would lean toward Eastern Carolina there. Next, Oklahoma laying 36, hosting the Fighting Butch Jones of Arkansas State.
It's a formidable flat top that Butch Jones has. You're used to Oklahoma, pooping the sheets versus these Sunbelt teams early. It's a huge number. I want to take it, but something's not letting me put the Wolves up.
Chase, I put the Wolves up this morning. I took Arkansas State.
Good on you.
36. Let's go. Let's ride.
Shoot, Jim. Proud of you.
This is the fate of OU and their terrible defense.
Next game, we have Fresno State going across the Mississippi River to Purdue. Early start.
Yeah, I think me and Chase are both locked in on this one.
What are you guys rocking with?
Take it away, Jimbo.
Guess what? Purdue, no Jeff Brom. I just don't trust this team. I also don't love Big Ten West teams against either MAC schools or just like decent G5 schools. Fresno's a pretty good G5. I don't think we think much of Purdue. I got Fresno State plus the 3.5. I got them on the money line, just beating Purdue outright.
Same here. I think this is a game that they easily walk into West Lafayette and get it done. Like you said, no Jeff Brom. No one's coaching for their job at Purdue currently. The seat isn't hot yet, and I really think that this is, like Jim said, an excellent Mountain West football program. No Jake Haener, no problem. Even though he's hard to replace, it's not like Jake Haener's backup probably hadn't gotten a ton of playing time because Jake Haener was pretty much a crash test dummy for his last 2 years of school. So, yeah, I really like Fresno State in this spot. It's going to be my first play of the day, and I'm pretty pumped about it.
Well, my first bet of the day just missed. I bet the lady friend that Chase would say Purdue, don't. So that means dinner's on me today. My first bet of college football Saturday lost because I said Chase would have a Purdue drop. Next,
I'm disappointed in myself, quite frankly.
It's week one for us too.
Yeah, that was my false start penalty for the year.
We're going to BC. BC laying 8 against NIU.
Yeah, I got to play in this one too. Chase, you do too?
I do.
Oh, take it, Betty. Take it.
A wise man once said, get low with it, get loose with it. If you're a skinny girl, let Bruce hit it. And I am taking the Bruce lookalike coached NIU to cover this 8.5. NIU is a great MAC program. Boston College is a terrible ACC program. I'm not sure if they get this one outright, but I do think that they probably keep this pretty close.
I haven't played in this game as well. I just don't trust BC's offense to do anything. I'm playing the under 51. I'm just expecting a very terrible, bad game that a MAC team might be able to keep it close with, but I'm just on the under.
I always limit myself to 5 bets on big days like this. This was bet number 6. This was the first bet that got cut off. I was definitely looking at NIU. They have Rocky Lombardi, used to playing these big stadiums with his time at Michigan State. Next one, we got UK, Kentucky, laying 26 against Ball State.
Just the cowards wouldn't give me the money line for Ball State here. Just absolute cowardice by the sports books.
Bet Online has it at plus 1850.
And that's just the disrespect to Ball State. Because I can't get the money line is the reason I'm not playing it, is the story that I'm telling everyone.
It's a good story, Chase.
Thank you.
I know I missed the SEC preview. I think Kentucky's kind of interesting because they have their OC coming back. They finally got Will Levis. I think Kentucky is like a dangerous team come SEC time. But first game, they do switch OCs, even though they're used to the system. Is a stay away from me.
Eric, I said the same thing in the SEC preview, and Chase was like not having it.
Yeah, 0-12. The only danger is that they accidentally suffocate themselves in a Dorito bag.
Next game, we're going corn. Oh, sorry, we're going to Iowa. My bad. Iowa.
Corn.
23.5. Definitely some concerns at the quarterback position. We really don't know who's going to be taking the snaps with some injuries, but it's important to note that the OC has incentives for them scoring points. This is a big number. What say you guys?
I have a play in this game. It's a defensive play. I'm taking Utah State's team total under 9.5. I just feel like Iowa is going to be able to just pound them. And if they do play a better offense, they're going to want to run it more. They're going to eat up clock. The defense is still fantastic, and Utah State's not a team that can do anything against them.
My alter ego, the unders taker, is ready to hop up out of his grave and just tombstone the fun right out of this game. I want the under in this one. I got under 43.5. It looks like a lot of people are jumping onto it because it just ticked up to a pastrami sandwich minus 115.
So this is what we need our graphics partner being Jim, working on. We need that meme when the Undertaker's laying down in the casket and he just pops up, but when he chases his head on top of that. So anytime Chase references that, boom, quick video clip, go.
I made a graphic for Chase.
Oh yeah, no, we have an Undertaker graphic.
I don't know where exactly. I made a graphic.
Interesting games on the board. TCU laying 3 tutties against Primetime. Anyone got any action here?
I wanted nothing to do with this game. I lightly played the under, just I thought it was a lot of points, but I don't have strong leans one way or the other. I just played the under just because I feel like they're valuing Colorado too much, and I don't see a big points explosion in this kind of game.
TCU lost a lot, dude.
They did lose a lot.
They lost a lot. I'm looking at Prize Picks, and Chandler Morris's rushing total is 48.5. That seems a little. I mean, it's no Grant Merckx minus 2.5 that we saw the other day, but
he went under, by the way.
I did one under, which is great. My thing for me this game is I like Hunter. And I want to see what Sanders looks like against the D1 defense. Even though that defense did lose a ton, I want to see what Sanders looks like. I want to see Hunter playing at this level.
My thing with Shedeur Sanders is that every time that I've seen him play at Jackson State, like physically, like the way like his mechanics work and everything, he's never looked like more than like a high school quarterback. He's also a freak athlete, though. So I mean, I'm not trying to knock him by any means. It's just he doesn't. Just the way his body moves looks odd to me.
Yeah, I want to see like how, because these guys were so much more athletic and so much more skilled playing at Jackson State, how they look like playing against people with the same athleticism realm. Yeah. Next game, we got Virginia going to Tennessee. Anyone got any plays here?
You know what? This is going to be a last minute addition for me because I'm able to get even money on Tennessee minus 28.5. I don't think that Virginia is necessarily a great program in a great spot. They're playing in Nashville. Let's see what else. There's not much I can really say in Virginia's favor. It just everything about this smacks of Tennessee just rolling them over. So because I'm getting the plus money, I'll get them laying the 28.5.
Jimbo, you got anything?
I got nothing. I rolled this game over a little bit, but the number it was too big. I don't want to play it this week.
The one thing that always amazed me about Virginia is I really feel they're in a good spot geographically to get a lot of players in, and they never do, and they're always in the bottom of the ACC.
They were doing decent with Bronco.
Yeah, that was true, and then Bronco left. But before Bronco, it was a struggle too.
Yeah.
Next we have SMU laying 21 against Louisiana Tech, which didn't look too hot against FIU.
Yeah, I wanted nothing to do with this game.
If I were going to play this, I actually would take Louisiana Tech to cover. The reason being, I don't think that Louisiana Tech can play much worse of a game than they played whenever they beat the Airport. They had terrible turnover trouble in that one with, was it Hank Brockmeyer or whatever, Bachmeyer at quarterback. I want to say he had at least one pick and maybe a couple fumbles. If they clean those up, I think they're very much in that game. But at this point, it's a wait and see if Bachmeyer can actually get his shit together at quarterback.
I was a little disappointed. I'm trying to put together prize pick stuff. I was going to look to take the SMU's running back just because Louisiana Tech struggled to stop FIU's running back. But prize pick has nothing posted. Next, interesting game. I have both teams over their win total, so I'm going to be happy either way. Akron Zips going to Philly to play Temple.
Boy, howdy, did I want to take Akron. And you know what?
Yeah.
You know what? Last minute decision because I bet on Temple's under against Uncle Rico. Can't have Temple making a bowl game now. Give me the Akron Zips. Give me them on the money line.
Zip it up and zip it out.
The Zippies. Okay. You know what? Like I said, I have both overs. I'm going to be happy with whoever wins. Next game, we have the team I hate the most in college football, Ohio State, going to Indiana. Anyone got any action here?
Yeah, this is Jim's big spread take of the week, big favorite of the week. I'm taking Ohio State minus 30.5.
That's such a huge number for a conference game, man. I don't want any part of it. I'd like to see what Ohio State looks like, who's actually playing quarterback, what the offensive line looks like. I mean, it could be a sneaky spot for Indiana to jump up and cover. Oh my God, did Jim have a stroke?
Oh my God. Yes,
I had a stroke taking this big of a spread. Chase, it's my MO. I got to take one big spread like every week, it feels like.
That's fair. That's fair. And if you're going to pick on somebody in a conference game with that big of a spread, Indiana's a pretty good team to do it against.
That's what.
I'm interested to see what the quarterback looks like. I mean, a lot of people are saying he looks pretty good for Ohio State McCord. Next, we have Buffalo going to Wisco. Any action here, boys?
I'm taking Chase's undertaker title here, and I'm just pounding the fun out of this one. I don't believe Wisconsin's offense will look great, especially week 1. Give me the under 53.5 in this matchup.
I'm taking over 50,000 people's mind blown whenever they throw the ball for more than 5 times in the first quarter.
Really?
If it doesn't work and there's a bunch of incompletions, how quickly before they start booing?
Not long at all. They'll play jump around and everyone will just sit down and cross their arms and stare.
So here's the thing. You got the change in the OC. Okay. We can expect Wisconsin to throw the ball a little bit more. I'm looking right now. Do they have any props posted yet for Wisconsin? I don't think they have.
Do they have any passing props?
No, they have no passing props right now.
Disgusting.
Well, I mean, it's just reflex. Previously, it hasn't been a concern.
I know,
pass is new to the state.
I'm looking to take advantage of anything in the market, and they don't even have receiving props. Yeah, they have no props for Wisconsin on the board.
That's amazing.
Next, we're going to the team that shocked the world last week. UMass pulling off a straight-up victory, getting 35 at Auburn.
For some reason, these cowards won't give me UMass on the money line. I'm not playing it. I wouldn't mind going at UMass to cover this big number. We'll see what happens with the Hugh Freeze era. I mean, he has a history of getting talent in and starting right away with the transfer portal. Of course, it just aids that. And also Auburn will cheat with impunity. They've proven that their entire existence. But Yeah, I mean, I think UMass is sneaky better than people expect, and I think that's a huge number to start a new coach's, tenure with. I kind of like UMass, but I'm not playing it.
I say with Chase, I'm leaning towards UMass here. Maybe like right before the game, I might take it. I don't know. I'll make that a split time decision. But for now, I'm just leaning. I would take UMass.
Former Michigan State quarterback Patrick Thorne is going to be starting for Auburn. It's going to be interesting to me how much better does he look now since he's actually receiving coaching from Hugh Freeze than the Michigan State coaching staff. Next, we have the Hilltoppers hosting South Florida.
I got nothing.
Nah.
Didn't want to touch this game at all.
Next, we got Texas hosting Rice.
Boy, did I think about taking the under here, but I just stayed away.
I know how Uncle Rico feels about Texas, and I don't want to encourage that, so I have nothing here.
Here's my thing. I'm looking at Prize Picks right now because I'm trying to build one. I'm seeing JT Daniels passing yards at only 147.5.
Texas is supposed to have a good defense.
Supposed to have a good defense, but Rice wants to play fast. Texas wants to play fast. They're just going to get more opportunities to throw the ball. I think that's going to be one of my Prize Picks bets. Next, Boise State getting 14.5 against Washington.
Oh boy, I wanted to play Boise here, but again, this is just staying away. I'm reeling myself in this year, Eric. That's my take. I'm reeling myself in.
It feels like a traditional spot for Boise State to step up and shock the world, and then for someone to punch someone from Boise State and knock the consciousness out of them. But I really think this is going to be a great Washington team, and I honestly think they probably feel a little bit disrespected by 14.5.
I mean, Boise State, they lost their best defensive player in Skinner, and they lost their OC, which did marvels last year. This is a pure stay away from me.
Yep.
Next, this number's come down a lot. It was at 7. It's at 5 currently right now on Bet Online. Cal going to North Texas.
Yeah, I got the under 54 in this one. I don't know on what planet a Cal game can go over like 45 points in my mind. So this just felt wildly too many points.
Chase.
If I were going to play this, I'd maybe take a stab at North Texas on the money line. Just because I have zero faith in Cal. North Texas still in the state of Texas, which even if they get the runoff means they still get fairly decent players. But also, I mean, just the last couple of years, their offense kind of held them back. I don't know. I'd maybe take North Texas on the money line. I'd maybe take the under here like Jim. I definitely am not taking this game at all.
Oh, Tether TV says good morning, boys, just so you know. Also, future ACC team Cal.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
That makes sense.
Or Oregon State and Washington State.
You got USC hosting Nevada.
Nothing. Stay away from. I'm staying away.
Chase?
Yeah, nah.
Next game, Baylor hosting Texas State.
Thought about Baylor a little bit for like 5 seconds. Thought better of it. Staying away.
That would probably be the biggest spread I play this week if I were to play a big spread. But I'm not. I'm not going to do it.
Next, Washington State going to Colorado State. Anybody?
I've mulled this one around a little bit because you guys remember I was high on Colorado State in the Mountain West preview. I might come back to this game. I might end up playing it, but right now I got nothing.
I know I will just say I know it's a trendy upset pick for Colorado State to beat Washington State here, but yeah, I don't want any part.
I'm on the Rams. I got it 11.5. Anything over 10, I like. Plus, I got them at plus 370 on the money line. I'm not a Cam Ward guy. lost his top target from last year. Also, you look at what Washington State wants to do. They want to throw the ball. Cal was actually one of the better teams in the country defending Colorado State defending the pass last year. Washington State struggles defending the pass. They lost Haley, who was their best defensive player. You look at the first half compared to the second half. Colorado State averaged 150 yards more passing the second half of the season. You just look at what Norvell has done. First stop where he was at Nevada. First season was brutal. 3 wins. Next season they won 8. I'm starting to come around on this Colorado State team. Plus, if I'm on Washington State's team, like, what's my mental state right now? Like, I kind of feel like I'm abandoned. You don't know, seriously. Yeah. Like, and we've seen it. Like, the only thing I can, like, flash back to is a couple years ago when we had LSU's basketball team in March Madness, and their coach got fired. Pretty much everyone was leaving, and they went to March Madness and they completely laid an egg. LSU did against Iowa State. I think this Washington State team, we could see the same thing. These guys trying to line up stuff for next year to transfer to a Power 5 conference and not really be caught up in what's going on this year. I'm on Colorado State. I'll anything over 10 and take the money line. I got 11.5.
God damn it, Eric. You're starting to bring me around.
I know. I'm a good talker.
Eric on the nobody loves me angle.
You silver-tongued devil.
He's on the Oliver Twist orphan angle here.
But I mean, like, seriously, like, we need to remember, though, these are like 19 and in Frank Harris's case, 27-year-old kids where they need to, you know what I mean? They're looking at that. They really have, you know what I mean? They really have no ties to Washington State. They're thinking about what for them. Texas A&M hosting New Mexico.
Nothing for me.
Yeah, thought about taking New Mexico, didn't.
Case, let me ask you a quick question, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Hypothetically, let's say your kid has a scholarship offer to Texas A&M, and you're looking and you're going to see Durkin and Petrino being around your impressionable 18-year-old son. Do you say to yourself, boy, those are some guys I want around my 18-year-old freshman year at college, making an impression on them?
I don't even want them around the impressionable 18-year-old college kids that I'm not even related to. So I don't know. Here's okay. I'm going to give you my quick take on Petrino and why this might have been just a terrible hire for Texas A&M. Be prepared to clip this enough if I'm horribly wrong. Being intimately familiar with the Bobby Petrino offense, as he is intimately familiar with reach around handy J's on a motorcycle, this is what's going to happen to Texas A&M is they're not going to be able to run the football when they need to, and they're going to hit a lot of just tight end drag routes. Like, that's the offense right there. And I think Texas A&M's problem has been that they haven't, they need to run the ball. They have the horses to run the ball, and they just don't do it. So continue to see the run game ignored, and also get ready for your.
Oh my God! Did he freeze?
I think he froze right at mid.
Like mid. I'm dropping the hammer. You froze.
Oh, he's
dude.
back.
Okay. You froze. We missed the punch.
What's the last thing you
said? Get ready for it.
Okay. So to recap, they're going to not run the ball as much as they need to, and they're not going to be able to run the ball when they need to. And 2, I think that Texas A&M made a mistake hiring Petrino in the long term because he burned so many bridges with Texas head coaches in Texas high schools. That's why he put such an emphasis on recruiting Florida, is that high school coaches in Texas hate him. He's been like banned from some high schools because they just don't like him and how he treats his players. So I could be wrong, but that's my take.
Also, Durkin killed a kid.
True. Also true. I guess I really buried the lead there.
I think that a change needed to be made. I think they picked the wrong guy. I think they needed to get someone else calling the plays besides Jimbo, but I don't like the hire. Next, intriguing game here. We got UTSA going to H-Town, going to Houston. Jim Chase, any action in this barn burner?
I love the Meeps. I love UTSA. I am just going to sit back and enjoy this game with no action on it. Personally, I'm not touching it.
I'm taking UTSA. I got them locked in at -1.5 at -110, which I'm glad because that's actually ticked up to 2.5 now for UTSA. So I like it at the price I got it. I still think that they're within a field goal, or sorry, that they beat Houston by more than a field goal here. I think it might be tough sledding for Dana. I could be wrong. They will be playing with the Houston Oilers throwback look at Houston.
That's the main reason why I didn't want to touch this game.
It gets the kids hype, but I don't know. We've been meeping and jiving all over the place for 2 years. I'm not going to stop it now. Let's go UTSA. I got them covering the 1.5, even the 2.5.
I like Cougars. I like Cougars, and I took Houston here plus the 2. For how great Harris is, looking at his stats last year, he had 22 turnovers, 9 INTs, and a whopping 13 fumbles. Lost Franklin, which I think is going to be a blow to the passing game. Houston brought in Donovan Smith from Texas Tech, who I really liked. Looking at UTSA's defense, very high in like metrics of creating havoc. But the one thing that stood out to me, they were one of the worst teams in the country last year in missed tackles. So they do miss a lot of tackles. Mathis from West Virginia is coming in. He's going to be Houston's lead running back. He had 33 missed tackles last year. I think he's going to be able to run the ball. I think UTSA not being able to tackle is going to cost them a game. I'll take the small home dog getting 2. Next game. Army going to Louisiana Monroe.
Give me ULM plus 9.5. I'm even going to sprinkle a little bit on that.
Ooh.
Yeah. Fading the service academies. I'm just standing by that. I'm just going to fade the service academy starting out.
I like it. I didn't pull the trigger, but I do like it.
Next game, we have North Carolina going to South Carolina. Anyone got any action here?
Got nothing. I'm sorry, Tether.
Give me the Cox on the money line. Give me the I listen. All right, North Carolina has a star wide receiver who is currently not eligible to play because of the double transfer rule. He didn't get his waiver, so was it Tez Williams not going to be in, which is would have been a big target for Drake May. How many times have we seen a North Carolina team that's supposed to be something be absolutely nothing in the first game of the year and then turn it around later? I think this is a good spot for Shane Beamer. Kind of interested to see what Spencer Rattler does, and in year 2, hasn't really lived up to his promise yet. Could be that he starts. I think South Carolina might be a little bit of a sleeper team in the East. Certainly not to win it, but to have a good showing.
I dig it.
Interesting game. You got the new OC from North Carolina that likes to run the ball. South Carolina lost a lot in D. North Carolina's D is North Carolina's D. Maybe look for an in-game over. It's at 63 right now. This team's Tucker out the first couple drives. Maybe that ticks down to the mid-50s. I'll look to take the over, but nothing pre-flop for me.
I'm with Erik on that one. This will be like a live total bet.
Next, we are going to Champaign. We got Illinois against Toledo. Anyone got any?
Big Ten West versus a MAC team? Yeah, I'm going to take the MAC team in the points. Give me Toledo plus 9.5, and I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on that money line too. This is going to be like classic Illinois where they lose these out-of-conference games, and then they're going to come in the Big Ten West and make some noise.
It's not only classic Illinois, it's classic Burt. It's just a program and a coach made for each other right there. I wasn't going to do it, but Jim has suddenly given me the courage that I lacked on my own, and I co-sign his points and sprinkle.
We got the trifecta going because I'm on Toledo plus the points. I also took him on the money line. Toledo is returning 8 on defense. They were one of the better defenses in the country last season. Illinois counted a lot on running back Chase Brown, and he is gone. Plus, they have a new quarterback coming in, Atmeyer. And I'll be honest, I'm not an Atmeyer guy. I think he's going to struggle a little bit. Illinois did lose Witherspoon, who was their best defender. They have an experienced quarterback coming in. They have a playmaking wide receivers. They have a good running back. I think they're going to be able to move the ball. Grant, who's their best defender for Toledo, played at Ohio State. He's used to these big-time stadiums. So at the end of the day, I have a veteran group of 5 team going on the road with a veteran quarterback, with playmakers, with a guy on defense that's going to play in the NFL, going to a Power 5 team who lost their best defensive player, and is breaking in a new quarterback. Give me Toledo there plus the 9, and I did the plus 290.
DC, right?
As Illinois will learn, as my ex-girlfriends know, that when you part ways with a Chase, your life is less fun and far less satisfying.
So next game, we are going all the way to Alabama. We got Bama. Big number against Middle Tennessee State. What say you, my friends?
Stay away.
If I knew that they weren't going to play like 5 quarterbacks for Alabama this game, I'd probably just.
Oh, the internet, the Arkansas internet.
I mean, like, is that? I didn't know if that was a dramatic pause. Like,
it'd be a really good dramatic pause if he did it.
I mean,
I'm staying away.
So
I would maybe take Alabama first half. Oh, Chase is back.
There we go.
Chase. Again, another dramatic pause, dude.
Yeah, Alabama's going to play about 5 quarterbacks probably, so I don't want to mess with a number this big.
Yep.
Okay, so here's something that stood out to me, okay? At Alabama, week 1, anyone want to guess what old Nick Saban is, ATS?
Nine and I don't know.
13-2. 13-2 ATS. I'm looking at it right now. When the number is over, what do you want to say? Over 4 tutties?
Yeah, over 28.
We'll say over 28. He is over 28. When the number is over 28, he is 4-1 in week 1. I mean, Jesus Christ, dude.
If you give Nick Saban more than a week to prepare for a football game, you're gonna have a bad time.
Next one, and we skipped over this, and this is my bad. We got to go to Wyoming. Wyoming hosting.
Damn right we do.
Texas Tech. Anyone have any action here?
Yeah, Wyoming plus 14. Sprinkle on that money line. You don't just come to the mountains of Wyoming and get a dub.
Yeah, Pokes, the disrespected Pokes, man. I like that play. I like the plus 13.5.
I got this yesterday. I took it at plus 14.5, and I sprinkled on the money line plus 460. Jim talked about the mountains. I really think people fail to realize the elevation there is over 7,000 feet.
It's the highest stadium in college football.
With how big Wyoming's line is, I really think the defensive line of Texas Tech is going to wear down. I think losing Wilson is going to hurt their ability to get to Presley. And we need to remember Presley is this best quarterback that Wyoming has had since Josh Allen. You look at Craig Bull, home dog, 61% ATS, home dog of 7 or more, 67% ATS. Wyoming, 10 starters back on defense, one of the better units in the country. I think it's going to be better this year. I know Texas Tech has some weapons, but with the running clock and Wyoming leaning on the running game, leaning on transfer Farrell, one of the better transfer running backs, I think they're going to be able to milk the clock. I think they're going to be able to keep this within 2 touchdowns. I think they're going to have a chance to win at the end. Plus 14.5 and plus 460 for me.
Quick moment, quick question from Tether TV. Good opportunity to educate here. What's ATS mean, Uncle Rico?
Against the spread. Against the spread. Next game. And I lost it. God damn it. I felt like I was doing such a good job going to game.
Doing a great job.
And you had to get a lecture together there. You had to take a moment to be a teacher.
I had a premature click on the mouse. I lost my spot. All right, next. Penn State going to West Virginia or playing West Virginia. This is my worry point, and I want to hear you guys on this. With the way the clock is, the running the clock, West Virginia, I think they're just going to lean on the run. With such big of a number and the running clock, if this gets over 21, I think West Virginia is the side, but at this 21.5 dead number-ish, I think it's a stay away.
Yeah, I'm staying away as well. Tether's asking why ATS stat is important. Because, Tether, we be betting these games, and we be betting them against the spread. So you want a team to lose by less than 7 points if the spread's 7.
Yeah, you can have teams who are good wins versus losses, but they might not be good covering spreads and vice versa. And spreads are typically where you're going to get your better odds unless you're playing just huge long shots straight up to win.
Look at us educating.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Chase, where's your head on this Penn State game, my friend?
I think Penn State covers easily, quite honestly. I would give pause if this were on the mountain in West Virginia. But I think that, one, this defense is salty. I don't think that they'll have trouble scoring points. And I think that West Virginia will have a ton of trouble scoring points. So I think it's an easy – I would take them all the way up to 23.5, quite honestly.
Next game. Another interesting game. Tech laying a big number, 15.5 against the team ODU, which is missing a lot.
Gross. Just no, thank you. Don't want anything to do with this game. Don't love Tech. Hate ODU. Just get me away.
I'm looking for a prop on how many coaches get caught in an elevator during the game, and I can't find it. Give us those lines, you cowards.
Next game. Now this is my game of the day. Tulane hosting South Alabama. I have a play in it. You guys got any action in this bad boy?
Yeah, I'm on South Alabama.
The cheese stands alone, baby.
Chase had some information that I was not privy to when I took South Alabama, but I stand by my picks. I'm on South Alabama.
Chase, what say you?
Give me Tulane. I got Tulane minus 6.5 here. I'm getting it at minus 105. Love that price. Here's where South Alabama messed up. They added a sticker to their helmets that says "The Home of Mardi Gras." You're about to get fucked up in New Orleans for speaking like that. You might not make it back to the airport. I mean, we love both of these teams. They're both kind of our darlings. And like I tell my children on a daily basis, fight for my affection.
I took South Alabama here. I took them at plus the 7. I also took them at the money line at plus 210. One of the most experienced team in the country. They are returning 9 on offense, 9 on defense. This offense, 32 in the nation last year, passing 63 running. Going to play Tulane. Tulane is missing their best 2 linebackers. And these just aren't linebackers that went on to a normal 9-to-5 job. These are linebackers that are playing football and getting paid to play. I think that's going to be a big miss on the Tulane defense. Now, flip side, let's look at the Tulane offense. Only 5 back, but the only one we really need to pay attention to is Spears. Spears was all world last year. Return game, rushing game, receiving game. Tulane, we all had Tulane to win the American last year, and they won us money. But that was last year, and they won it because of Spears. They beat USC because of Spears. He is gone now. I think I look at it like this. I think that's going to be a big blow for them. I think that's a big guy to replace. This is the same South Alabama team that should have beat UCLA last year, lost to him 32-31. You have a group of 5 team. Experience has everyone back. Going to a Tulane team which lost their best defender and best offensive player, I'll take South Alabama to stay within the number, and I'll do a sprinkle on the money line.
Quick question here from Tether TV once again. So why is it a team would be good wins and losses and not good ATS? The odds makers have a hard time determining how many points they will win, but consistently?
They want to set a line where there's going to be equal action. So like when money starts coming in, you're going to see a line tilt, and that's what you want to start taking advantage of it. Basically what I do is I kind of set, like, come Sunday night, tonight, tomorrow morning, I'll kind of set my lines, and then I'll look at the openers, then kind of start dwindling it down. I feel week 2 is the best line because you can get these overreactions. To me, it's like the stock market: buy low, sell high. That's how I bet.
Yeah, I mean, you'll also, a team that maybe has a bunch of wins in the column might also have what they call a horseshoe up their ass, and they might just be able to kind of lucking out these wins, and not necessarily covering spreads. You also see teams that just,
last year.
Yeah, or teams that just kind of play with their food. Like they don't really get the job done, but they still manage to choke down a little bit of a meal.
Next game, we have Sam Houston State playing BYU.
No, thank you. Stay away.
I think BYU is a tough team, but I
want to see something from the first.
We have UCLA, Coastal Carolina. I know Coastal Carolina has Jim's favorite coach.
Yeah, love friggin' Tim Beck. I thought about taking UCLA here, but I thought better of it. Staying away. That's too many points.
Yeah, no touchy for me.
I think that that's it for the slate, according to good old Bet Online. I don't think there's any games I missed.
I don't think so.
Doesn't Arkansas play today?
Yeah, we got Western Carolina. I think we are 35 or 34.5 point favorites. Let me see. We are.
Shout out these online books for not having all the FCS matchups.
I keep seeing them just slowly getting added in. It's like every book gives the biggest procrastinator on staff the FCS lineups.
If you're on Bet Online, they should be in like the NCAA extra games.
There's no NCAA extra games listed. They just
BS, that's BS. That's lazy. We gotta call up Dave.
Let me go to book. You know what? Bookmaker's usually on the spot. I'm loading up Bookmaker right now. Oh,
we gotta call up Dave for being lazy.
Dave, get your fucking shit. Should I DM Dave?
I'd call him just directly.
I'll DM a feet pic.
DM a feet pic.
And just be like, hey,
just send him that blob video and just be like, you want to see this every day?
I can send variations of this.
They do not have lines up here. Yeah, no FCS lines. Let me look on ESPN. Maybe ESPN.
Arkansas by 1 million.
Arkansas by 1 million? Is that what we're going with?
That's what we're going with.
All right.
Tether, I think you guys make the championship game this year, but you have a super easy schedule, and I don't think you're going to be that great of a team. That's my thought.
Yeah,
I agree with that assessment.
I'm not sold on Brent Venables as more than a DC yet. Like, show me that you can actually run a program and get these high caliber defensive recruits that want to play for you and also retain them. I don't know. I think there's going to be a lot of scoring in Norman this year, but like Jim said, easy schedule. Like, there's a good chance you still end up in the Big 12 championship game.
I also didn't like how bad their offensive line looked last year. I hope that improves.
All right, so here we go. We got first one. We got Arkansas, Western Carolina. Chase, these are your boys. You got anything here? Prize Picks has, tell me your opinion on this. For rushing props, I'm looking at it. I'm seeing Jefferson, 40.5. Rocket, 105? That's a lot of cheddar.
Yeah, but it's also a loaded backfield. I mean, Rocket's going to be the feature, but you also have to consider like Rashad DeBinion. I mean, there's a lot of talent at running back. I wouldn't actually be so surprised to see KJ Jefferson go under on the rushing prop being for the reason being that we have a change in OC to Dan Enos. It's going to be a much more pass-oriented offense.
Former CMU coach Dan Enos.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. A quarterback whisperer, Dan Enos, I will say, because he got to his little baby arm into the first round. I think that you not going to be able to see the Western Carolina DBs necessarily keep up with the receiving core. And so KJ might just sit back and pick him apart. People have questions about the offensive line. I don't really, because it's what Sam Pittman does. So if he's not flushed, I think he sits back and just has a field day throwing the ball.
Looking at DraftKings, the line for this game is 35. Any thoughts, boys?
Sam Pittman knows what the spread is. They cover.
Yeah, I would lean towards Arkansas. I can't find a spot for me to play it. So
next game, interesting game. Iowa State, 9.5, Northern Illinois.
If that was over 10, I'd be taking Northern Illinois.
Chase?
Yeah, I dabble on Northern Iowa plus 9.5 here. Yeah, I'd try it, but I mean, they have a lot of suspensions for Iowa State because of the whole gambling thing. I was wondering if they would even offer this because of the gambling suspensions. Maybe
I'm seeing anywhere from 9.5 to what do we talk about? 13. Ole Miss Mercer 31.5.
Yeah,
that sounds like a Ole Miss cover.
Yeah, that's a big Lane Kiffin cover right there.
Tennessee State getting 47.5 at Notre Dame.
I mean, probably Notre Dame, maybe, but no.
Yeah.
Bryant getting 16 at UNLV.
Gross.
Give me you. I'd take UNLV. I'll take UNLV.
I was going to say I lean towards UNLV, but no.
I like Barry Odom. I'm a Barry Odom fan.
Tailgate getting 37 at Syracuse.
Who's 37 at Syracuse?
Colgate.
Yeah, give me the toothpaste. I'll take Colgate there.
Yeah, give me that refreshing minty flavor.
I'm a little disappointed because the one game I was looking for was I wanted to see what ETSU is going to be getting at Jacksonville State. There's no line on that, so I'm a little disappointed with that.
How long until these books start offering FCS versus FCS matchups?
I mean, DK is the only one, and I hate DK where I found these lines.
Like, they literally just keep populating. Like, they just show up late for me. Like, yeah, you can't get them days out. You usually get them day of.
Usually a day of, but what about like the FCS versus FCS games?
Well, like right now, day of East Tennessee State and Jacksonville State. Never mind. Jacksonville State's FBS now. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I wonder if BetStamp. Let me pull up our friends at BetStamp.
Like, I want the South Dakota State, South Dakota game or anything like that. I want those matchups. East Washington, Montana.
All right. I'm looking at right now. Jacksonville State, 14.5 against ETSU. That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points.
And there's a historical trend. People that didn't play week one have the advantage because they have film on what you like to do. I don't know. That one's juicy, but I already got my 5 locked in, boys.
Yeah, I got no more individual plays.
That's
tapped
it, dude.
out.
That's
Tapped
it.
out.
I have a degenerate round robin and then something to piss Uncle Rico off.
Let's hear your round robin.
The round robin, I have all underdog money lines. So I got Fresno on the money line, Northern Illinois on the money line, ULM, Wyoming, Toledo, and South Alabama. For a juicy, I don't know, put like $15 to win around $200.
Okay. I always do the round robin stuff. I love doing round robins. I did my 5 dogs. I round robin them.
Tether TV's got a quick question. Wants to know our thoughts on conference realignment and if we like the Cal Stanford move to the ACC.
hate conference realignment. I guess, good for Cal and Stanford that they're in the ACC. I don't know why the ACC and SMU. Don't forget SMU. I mean, I hate conference realignment in general. So
Yeah, for one, rename the conference. That not applicable anymore.
you can keep it the ACC, but call it the All Coast Conference.
There you go. And two, conference realignment undermines one of the best things about college football, which is the regionality and regional rivals. You mean to tell me that Cal's going to get up to fly across the country to play fucking Boston College? Nope. And for this, I mean, let's look past football, like for the like Olympic sports and stuff. That's got to suck.
It's got to be
terrible. But the thing is, money rules everything, and they're going to keep doing this to keep enticing better and better TV deals until it's all just one big league. Quite honestly, you have a Power 5 league, and then you have everyone else who's disrespected.
I mean, I look at it twofold. Number one, I'll give SMU, Cal, and what was the other team, Stanford, props for getting ahead of the 8 ball, getting in a conference, so that way they don't deal with everything. They're ahead of the curve. They
also did take like a very sweetheart deal for the ACC. Like they're getting like fucked on the rights.
But they're not going to be. Would you rather get fucked on the rights, or would you rather be in the position that?
I'd rather get fucked on the rights.
Yeah. So like they're ahead of the 8 ball. I hate conference realignment, but just with the state of the state, the West Coast teams always got the short end of the stick. So it's always been East Coast bias. They went and tried to do something. I think it's brutal. As someone that was a collegiate athlete, going to class, traveling, social life, balancing all that fucking sucked for me. And now you're doing these things where these kids are basically like, if I'm on a West Coast team and I have to go East Coast, how are they going to do this? Because you can't go back and forth if you play on any other sport besides football or basketball. So what does this mean? Does this mean like Cal is just going to come out for 2 weeks and do online schooling while these kids just go up and down the coast? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like, what would you do if you're Cal and you play Duke 1 week, Boston College the next week?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, you
look at Airbnb it is what you do.
You look at you look at any Pac-12's basketball schedule. It was always Thursday on the weekend. Now what are these kids going to be? Be gone for, I don't know. I think it's going to create a lot of mental stress on the kids, especially those West Coast kids. You know, I feel for them.
I think it's going to make kids want to go to those schools, maybe even less.
Yeah,
probably.
Let's talk about who the real culprit is in killing the Pac-12, and it's the Pac-12 network and their terrible TV deal that the Pac-12 made for themselves. That's the story. That's the headline. Is that if they make a better media deal, then they probably are still around. Quite honestly, even if they managed to reel in that deal with Apple TV, even though I think it would have been idiotic, I think they'd still be around if they did it.
Speaking of TV deals, do either of you guys have Spectrum?
No.
Because if I had Spectrum, I would have been pissed, dude. I mean, they cut off right before the start of that game. So if you had Spectrum, you couldn't watch any of the ESPN games. So I don't know. Like, it's going to be interesting to see.
The Apple TV. Apple, they were going to, there was negotiations between the Pac-12 and Apple for like Apple TV to be like the sole carrier of the Pac-12 network. So you would have had to have watched Apple TV, and the deal was that apparently, according to Apple, figures were, I believe, that the Pac-12 was asking for way too much.
But how can I word this? They should have just took the ESPN deal. I mean, at the end of the day, they tried to do what the Big Ten had with the Big Ten network and with the Pac-12, and just no one signed up for it. And
the most narcissistic network of all, the Longhorn Network.
But I don't know. Ball was dropped by them. All right. I wish I could always give me this.
I got a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 team teaser for college football.
All right, let me take a sip.
I know Erik loves these. Okay, so I'm teasing Wyoming from 14 to 20 plus 20. I'm getting ULM from 8.5 up to 14.5. South Alabama from 6.5 over to 12.5. Toledo from 9.5 to 15.5. NIU from 8 to 14. Fresno from 3.5 to 9.5. And Libibity from -8 down to -2.
If you wanted to tease yourself and build the anticipation, you could have just put a belt around your neck. It's much cheaper.
Plus 1,600 teaser.
Those watching, first one to guess which team fucks Jim, I will give a free bet.
Which team do we think does it?
NIU. No, what's the team you tease down? What's the team you tease down?
Liberty.
Liberty's gonna fuck you.
Liberty's going to lose outright, probably.
Yeah, I think that would be.
Yeah.
Liberty or NIU are gonna fuck you. That's my guess.
That's what I think too. All right, I think we're. Anyone else got anything?
No, that's it. I'm good to go, man.
Good Saturday show, boys. Oh, Tether TV says out South Alabama. They say South Alabama's gonna fuck them.
So if South Alabama is the lone team that doesn't cover, I'll give this guy a free bet. I will.
I like
bet.
it.
I like
I'll
it.
give him a
I like
$25
it.
bet on whatever.
Giving back to the people. That's what we're all about.
Well, thank you everyone for watching. Erik, what do you got going on? Shout out your shit before we sign off here.
I got my live stream coming on Tuesday. We're going to be previewing week 1 of the NFL.
Wow.
Oh yeah. What about you, Chase?
Man, just if you're into playing the ponies, if you like 90s hip hop, then I have the spot for you, and it's called the Notorious OTB, and it's my podcast. It's on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Do 3 episodes a week. Check it out.
Y'all know where to find me at XFL Gym. Find me and Chase Monday nights, most nights, with gymnasium action. I got some CFL stuff going on. Spring Fever with Erik here on Wednesdays. We'll be around. The garage is always cooking stuff up. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for some more college football tailgate action. What a weekend it's been.
What time are we going tomorrow?
What time's the first game?
I will tell you. I will tell you as soon as my computer wakes up. I will not tell you because I can't scroll. Hold on. I have apps.
I can't look on my phone, but what time's the first game? Because we can just go.
I'm looking.
Tap, enhance.
11 a.m.
So why not just go? You guys want to go at like the same time? Like 8:30?
The first game is
Uncle Rico is going out tonight, but I'll be here. I'll be a gamer.
You want to do like 9:30 then?
No, I'm game. If you want to go,
yeah, it's a 3 game. Let's go. You know what? Let's go 8:30. I need to get into better habits. Anyway, sleeping till 1 in the afternoon isn't doing it for me.
We'll see you guys at 8:30 tomorrow morning, God's time. Later, boys. See everybody, and we are ending the stream.